Hey, y'all. So today I'm going to be playing through the bonus puzzles from Mind the Gap Volume 32. And it's been a couple weeks at this point, almost 2 weeks by the time this video comes out since it's been released, but either way I'll put the link in the description just in case you haven't had time to play it and are interested. Anyways, with that said, we'll get right into it. Okay, let's see. Draw a non-intersecting loop through the centers of some cells that passes through every circle. Must be a straight line through a white cell, or through white circles. Have to have equal length, and straight lines through black circles need to have unequal lengths, and the number gives you the sum. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. So, at least for this corner, this part's pretty obvious, and same thing can be done on that corner. Let's see. So for this 4, I need to have 2 things of length 2, which must be like that, because otherwise you can't get 4 in 2 equal line segments. It has to be 2 things of length 2, which is going to give us the same thing over here. And let's see, we have 3 here and 3 here. One of these has to be 5 and the other has to be 3. Which means that this one down here has to be the 5, because otherwise it would connect over here and be way longer than 5. I have 2 over here, 3 on this side, so that works as well. This 2 needs to have 2 one-length ones extending from it. The 4 down here has to have the same kind of thing of 2 ones extending from it. There's the 3 solved. Let's see, I have 3 on this side, so I need to have 3 on that side. This 4 can't have a 2-length one extending from it, because then it would break. So it's a 1 and a 3. And this one can't extend upwards, because then it can't be length 2, so it must extend like this, which is going to give us a shape like this for the 2. I can connect all of these pretty easily. And I don't know why I did that connection, because that's explicitly not it. But there we go. Okay. So this 4 needs to have one that's length 1 and one that's length 3. This one on the bottom can't be length 3, so it must be the length 1, and this 3 here needs a length 2. If it went up, it would close this loop, which would break. Therefore, I'm going to get something like this. And now, if I have this one extending downwards, then it also has to extend upwards, but then these are both length 2, which breaks, so I instead get this. Let's see, this one can't go like here, because then there would be 2 one-length lines coming out of the black circle. I have a 2-length up here, so this one has to be 3. And that's just it. Okay. So, let's see. 2 and 3 are both crosswords. Or crossroads, my bad. Draw an orthogonal loop that goes through all cells. Numbers indicate the number of times the loop crosses the attached network. Okay. Let's just get right into it. Since it has to be all cells, it needs to include all corners. And here, since there's a 2 here, it must enter this group here once, and then exit it once, and cover every cell when it's in here. So we know it's going to do something like this at least. And this cell here can't go down, it has to completely exit the thing, because otherwise it would have 3 crossovers, which would be a problem. This one here is length 4, and there's only 4 places it can cross at all, so it must cross at all of them. This one's length 3, so it's not super clear where it crosses and where it doesn't. Up here, there can't be any connections out of here, so there has to be a line up here like this. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what the next step should be here. It can't cross at either of these as well. And I can't have a thing exiting here because there isn't a way to make the loop end on either of these 2 cells down here. They have to be connected like this at least. Because this one doesn't necessarily need to be the case, but if this one's missing, then we break. Same with this one. So we get that instead there, which means we're going to get both of these like this. This one has to extend over here because otherwise these two cells will get cut out. And if I'm missing one here, that's going to break, so it must connect downwards as well. Which means, I need to have these. No, I don't actually need those two to be connected. But I have a connection up here like this. And, okay. Has to be one complete loop. Just trying to see where the next area I should really look at is. If this one extends upwards, I don't think that actually breaks much of anything. Just looking at it. If this connects over here, then this one connects down. Otherwise, if this one connects over here, then this one connects over like that, and then this one exits somewhere. Which, unless I'm missing some rules, which I don't seem to be. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm missing anything, so, just trying to figure out if there's a next logical step or if I have to start just essentially guessing. Because that might be where this has to go for me. If this one connects upwards, then we have a closed loop up here. Therefore, it connects over here, and these two still can't connect, so they must extend outwards. And if they connect here, we're going to get the same issue down here, so they must connect downwards first. And that's going to give us a lot more information. Okay, then they have to cross here. I think this actually might give us the rest of the puzzle looking at it. There we go. And let's essentially do this again. Okay. The ones with 0 are a lot more helpful, or the ones that are the complete line segment marked. Okay. And I'll mark the other corners as well. These 2, 3 ones are completely solved, which means since every cell has to be covered, we get a pattern like this. And over here we're going to get the exact same thing. Okay. For each of these threes, it's going to have to be some shape like that. Guaranteed. Although I don't think that tells me all that much at the moment. If I have one extending up like this, the other one has to go all the way over there. And these ones can't completely connect, so there has to be some extending upwards here. Although I'm not sure where. Particularly at the moment that happens. Okay. If I'm missing a line here, then that's going to cause something like this, which will break. So I need to have a connection there at least. If I have a line here, is that going to cause issues? I don't think so. What if I, hang on. Let's see. If I have a line here, I don't think that's going to cause issues either. Just looking at it, although this one has to extend over at least one. And I can't have both of these be marked because then that would make a closed loop, so this one has to go down. Okay. Now if I have a line here, that's going to cause something like this to happen. What if I have a line here? Does that break anything? I don't think so. If I have a line going down, it connects upwards. And if my mouse will stop switching over to X for me, that would be great. If I have a line here, then that seems fine as well. Okay. If I have a line, let's see. If one of these two is a line, then we're going to get a circle here which breaks. Therefore, neither of those is a line. So we're going to get this kind of corner, which means we get the same thing over here. Which means I need to have this one extend like this. And that's going to give me the 1 solved over here. And now I think we're actually getting somewhere. If this one connects like that, it's going to cause a closed loop here, so it must connect over here, which is going to give me this kind of shape. Let's see. If this one extends upwards, I don't actually see that being super forcing at the moment, looking at it. Just trying to see a way to force this line in the top left to connect to itself, and I'm not seeing it yet, at least. If this one extends like this, then we're going to get a forced loop like that, which breaks. Therefore, this one extends downwards, which means we're going to get a lot of things connected. Okay, and we get a line up there. Which means I need to have a connection here and one here, because if I was missing one here, we'd get a closed loop like this. Which means this one has to extend one of the two directions, so I'm going to get both of these two lines guaranteed, which means I get that. If I have one here, that's going to cause a closed loop eventually, so it must go like that. Okay. If I go in like this, I think that actually does break eventually, because I either connect like this, which breaks the corner down here, or I go like this, which will eventually cause a closed loop up here. So I have to go down, and then if I connect here, that's going to cause the 3. If I connect like this, we're going to get this, which breaks. So I instead have to connect upwards. Let's see. Clearly I've made some mistake somewhere in here. I think it was... Oh, yeah, no. There we go. That's the actual correct thing at the end. Okay, let's see. A line of sight. Connect some pairs of orthogonally adjacent dots to form a single non-intersecting loop. A clue represents the length of the first segment seen in that direction. And it's some pairs, so it's not every dot necessarily. For the 1 over here, since this is the only spot left, it has to have a 1 there. For this 3, then, I must have a 3 long here, which can't go up here, because then this 2 would see the 3 long one. So it must be here. This 3-1 can't be here, because then the 1 would also see it, so it must be back here. Which means I must have a 2 length one here that can't go upwards again, because then it would hit the 1 as well. Okay. I can use the same... actually I can't necessarily use the same logic over down here yet. This 2-1 has to be back here, which means I need to have a 3-1 here and a 1 here, because otherwise the 3 would see the 2 next. need to have a 1 here, which means I need to have a 2 here. I need to have a 3 down here, which has to extend like this, which means I need a 1 here. Okay. Let's see. There has to be a 1 here, which means this 2 must be seeing a 2 along 1 here, which means this one has to be 2 long, can't go up because then it would break this 3 clue, so it must go down and be that 1. Means I need to have a 3 here because if it went any further it would conflict with the 2. Okay. Alright. This one has to extend upwards again. This 3-1 can't be down here because either way it would interfere with a 1, so it must be at least at this level, but it can't be any higher because then it would be a 2 or it would be a 1. So it must be here. So we have that. This 1 can't be seeing that one, can't be seeing 1 here, so it must be seeing 1 up there. Which is going to close that off. Additionally, the 3 needs to extend at least 1 more this way. If I don't have a 2 line here, I must have one here or all the way back here. It could be all the way back here because I want to break this 3 here. So that's still a possibility. Let's see. Just trying to figure out actually where I should go now, because it doesn't seem super obvious to me at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I'm really not seeing what the next step is here at the moment, to be honest. Not sure if I'm just completely spacing, which is probably what's happening, or not. This 3 here can't extend here or here, so it must be 1 higher, which means I don't have anything there. Can't extend, it could extend all the way over here, I guess. Oh, there needs to be a 1 somewhere before this 2, that's what I was missing. So we're going to get this, which tells me I need to have a 2 before the 3, so it has to be there. There we go, I was forgetting about this 1 all the way in the back. So that's going to give me this here. Where do I go from here? I need to have a 3 here still. This one can't extend 3 upwards, so it had to be over here, which means I need to have a 1 here, and a 3 over here. Okay, and a 1 here, and a 3 here, which can't interfere with that 2. And I need to have a 3 either here, which isn't possible, or here, which must extend at least 1 this way. Okay. Where do I want to look now? I need to then have a 1 here, which means, Does that tell me anything else at the moment? I'm not sure. Because I know I need to have a 3 extension somewhere, but it could just be here, so I could have this one connect still. Let's see. This one can't be part of a line because for it to be a 3 it'd have to interfere with the 1, so it must be higher than that. Other than that, I'm not sure what else I can do at the moment. For this 2, it could be the one all the way up here. Actually, is that I guess that's possible. This one has to extend upwards, so it can't be here, which is going to give me that as well. Which means this one has to stay within here because I need to have an even number of disconnected areas in order to completely close a loop, which is what I've done here. Which means this 2 here has to be saying, yeah, the one all the way up top, which means this one here has to be too long as well, so it can't turn this way because it would interfere with the 3, so it must be the one the 1's referencing. Okay. This 3 has to be here then for this space here. Let's see. This one here has to be 3 long, can't go any higher, so it must come down. Which means this one has to be 3 long, so I get this kind of shape. Can't connect over here because it would break the 1. Same with this. Okay. I need to have a 2 tall one in one of these 2 spaces. Unclear as to which yet. This area is actually one completely connected thing, so I can get this kind of shape going. If this one extends over, I can't have a 2 here either, so it must go up. It might come back down and make another 2 tall one, I'm not sure about that yet. Either way, let's see. This 3 long one can't start here, which means I could have a 2 one here, or up here, I guess. Either way, this one, well, I guess it could extend over if it was something like this. So there's not anything necessarily breaking about that yet at the moment. Okay. Let's see, where do I look now? This one has to extend up at least 1, I guess. And, if it connects downwards like this, does that break anything? I don't think so at the moment, actually. Either way, can I have something like this? I suppose I can, actually. I might just be missing an arrow again. That's going to give this away. Oh, yeah, I am. There's a 2 arrow here, which is going to give me a lot of information, it looks like. I'm going to have this kind of shape here because I have a 3 up there. So, once again, these 2 are pretty much at the point where they'd connect to each other. Okay, which means I have this one going over here. I need to have a 3 long one, which can't be this one down here, because it can't go any further, so it must be here. Okay. What else does that tell me? Do I have any other information out of that? Maybe. Currently, these two are connected. If I extend up like this, I don't think that actually breaks anything yet. I can't have my 3 one here either, actually, which means I need to have a 2 tall one here because it can't be in the back. So I can't have these two connected, which means my 1 length has to be here. Which means I need to connect like this, because otherwise I'd be forced to form a loop up here. So I'm going to get this, can't go over here, can't go over here, can't go over here. Which means I need to have a 2 tall one here to keep the 2 from breaking, can't go over there, which means I need to have a 3 long one here. For this 3 up here now. Okay, which means I need to have a 2 long one, which has to be here, because it can't be up here, because that would break. Which is going to give me this kind of pattern. Let's see. Where can I go from there? Can't connect here. Could connect there. I need to have a 2 long one, which either has to be here or here. Just going purely based off the shape, that's how it has to close up at the end. So, there's that. And now we have the final one. In some empty cells, place a number 1 to 3, such that numbered cells come in orthogonally connected groups of 3 cells. Each cell within a group must contain the same numbers. A clue indicates the sum of the numbers placed orthogonally adjacent to it. Okay. So essentially we're making blocks of 3 of the same number, and we can use some of these givens to tell us what numbers have to be somewhat around them. Okay. So for the 9, those 3s seemed pretty clear to me at least. If I have a 3 here, neither of these can be numbers which will break the 5, so I must have 2 3s like this, which means I either need to have 2 1s or a 2 in one of these. Okay. If I have a 3 here, neither of these can be cells, which would mean I need to have 7 and 2, which breaks, so I need to have a 3 here, and a 3 here, and a 3 here, because it can't go over to the 2. My 3 either has to go here or here for the last one of these, which means I also need to have a 2 here, which can extend over like these 2 cells if I wanted to. I will real quick X out cells that can't have numbers in them. So there is that. That one can't because one of these 2 is going to be a 3. So, okay. If I need to have 2 3s and a 2 in these, if both of these are 3s, then I need to have a 3 here or up here, both of which will break the 2. So I have to have a 3 down here. If this one's a 3, then I'm going to have a 3 to intersect with the 2 either up here or come over here, which will break with that. So I need to have a 3 here and a 2 here, which is going to give me this kind of shape. I can't have a 3 here because I'd be missing 2 cells around the 10, which would break the 10. So I'm going to get this. For the 10, I actually need to have all 4 cells no matter what, so I need to have a 3 in each of these, which means I need a 3 here, a 1 here, and a 1 here. And I need to have something around each of the 10 cells, so I get a 1 there, another 3 here, which is going to give me this kind of pattern. Let's see. If I am missing a 3 here, then I can't have a number here because I'll need to have a 3 here, which will mean none of these 3 can be numbers, so I must have a 3 here, which is going to give me a group of 3s here, which is going to solve the 6. I need to have 3 digits, and I need to have a digit in each of these 7 areas. These 2 cannot connect because it would break the 2, so this one has to be at most a 2 and connect to the 2. It's either 223 or 331. I think I'm going to want 223 purely because I also see the 4 over here, which is going to most likely get connected, so there we go. And that'll be it for this episode. Hope y'all enjoyed and see y'all next time, so yeah, bye.